Hello and welcome to Let's Chill, the official, unofficial Minnesota Windshield, Minnesota Ultimate Podcast. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jay.
I'm Kane.
I'm
And-
Noah.
And I'm Gordon.
Guys, welcome to the podcast. I feel like this one's kind of been a long time coming.
Oh man, it has been. We talked about it a lot at tryouts, a lot of anticipation since then.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are.
Hopefully all good things, right?
No.
Oh, great. Yeah.
No.
Oh, great.
Oh,
The
no.
expectations for this episode should be super low for everyone. Click off now. This is
Yeah. Jeez.
It's like the first rule of journalism is don't ask a question you don't want to know the answer to. So, oops. So okay, before we kick off stall 7, just want to do a quick announcement. We do have a big giveaway coming up. So this episode is being recorded Sunday night, but we'll post Tuesday morning. So if you're listening Tuesday morning, tomorrow, Wednesday, March 1st, we are able to do a giveaway on Instagram for the greatest ultimate bag. So this is going to be a pretty big one. Follow us on Instagram if you're not already. Stay tuned. We'll be posting that for the next 2 weeks. This is taking off. It's gonna be pretty sweet. You're gonna want one of these bags. So that's our big announcement.
I
You
might
can
have
tell
to
by
enter
the,
this giveaway. What?
Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
entering this giveaway.
I
I don't have
I
it.
could tell from your guys' reactions that this is a big deal. So
This is pretty sweet.
I mean, a
We
lot
don't
of
have
the older,
bags.
wind chill guys have like greatest bags, but me and Noah and like most of the rookies last year have not gotten one.
Oh dang.
I mean, maybe we'll get them this year, but
Okay.
I want one. Yeah, that's sick.
Dang. I thought you got one just when like you were accepted onto the team. That's kind of ooh.
And we'll see. Maybe this year.
Yeah.
Hope so.
More on that. I want to learn more about that.
Okay.
All right, stall 7s, you guys.
yeah.
Go ahead, Kane.
Cool. I'm gonna bring it back to last week's interview real quick. See if you guys are paying attention. So last week we interviewed Paul Krennick. Do you guys remember what instrument Paul plays?
Tuba?
It's a tuba.
Tuba.
Yep.
Oh,
We'll give you like half credit for that, Gordon. You got the motion too. I like that. It was a good effort, but that was not
I
quite.
remember Will also played the tuba, but was worse. I do remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
Will, we'd love to have you on the podcast sometime, man.
Wait a minute.
Part 2?
Who's
Yeah.
going to be the first repeat guest?
Yeah.
It's gonna be us. It's gonna be us.
Yeah,
It's gonna be next
week.
week's show. It's gonna be you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should just make this a five pair. And
Oh yeah.
Just have the permanent 2 always.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's do it.
we can reevaluate after this episode.
We'll start drafting up a contract.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you have
Um,
another question or
Yeah, I got one. I'm gonna direct this towards Gordon. So Gordon, you
Sweet.
and Noah are both new to the wind chill. All played in 2022. In 2022, you played 2 teams. You played against the same 2 teams, played in 2 games together. What 2 teams did you play against together?
Oh gosh, we played against Indy at Indy, and has to be home versus Detroit. I think. Were the
Yeah,
2.
that's right.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
nice?
That was a crazy game. Those home Detroit games are
I mean,
Yeah,
people
was that
will
the-
remember that one.
Was that the last one of the year?
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so. Regular season.
was that the one with the
Um,
like the greatest, like that stupid play at the end of the quarter?
Yeah, the
Oh.
Mac with
Yeah.
DeClerc and who else was that?
Was it?
Bergmeyer was in there.
Marty was in there.
Yeah, it was.
It was
yeah.
like 3 guys like tossing it and I look back at the replays and they were like, oh, this is like the craziest play ever. If you look at like where the disc starts versus where it ends, it's like 5 feet forward. Like there's so much movement and it's like, all right, it's like 5 feet that way. It's
Marty did not have to mac that either. He could have
No.
just jumped it
He
in.
could've jumped it
Yeah,
for
really.
sure.
I think Dylan should have knocked it again.
Back to Marty.
Back to
And
Marty.
then just play a little bit of like volleyball for a minute there.
And then they could get it out of bounds and greatest it back in, and that would have been much better. So
See, I think because I heard in an interview that DeClerc actually like told Marty to mac it. And
Oh,
I think DeClerc just wanted the point. I think everyone knew it. He was like,
Yeah,
oh, and then
yeah,
and then he got the leg out, so it made it even more dramatic. Like,
Mm.
I don't know.
that's just D-Dog for you.
gold merchant.
Yeah.
Dylan, if you're listening, we'd love to have you
I
on.
was just gonna say, get the clerk on the pod.
Okay, my stall 7 is directed toward Jay or Kane, just to get to know our guests a little bit. Do Noah and Hanson, Noah and Gordon, do they go to the same school? And if they do, what school? And if they don't, what schools do they go to?
All right, I'm gonna say they don't. I feel like a terrible host. Noah, you go to Bethel. Gordon, you go to St. Olaf.
Yeah, you were right.
Yep.
Go-
Perfect.
Okay,
Wait, no,
that's
what's
not you
the
being a
Bethel
good host.
mascot?
I graduated from Carleton last year.
Okay.
Okay.
I figured it was gonna be like Carleton or Twin Cities, but I was like, what's like just a random college I can think of?
Yeah, yeah. The Bethel
You,
Bethies. I don't know.
have
the
you ever
mascot.
played Bethel, Gordon?
In Frisbee?
Yeah.
The Bethel Ultimate Club, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. They're great. They come to Exit 69 every year, and it's a fun game. I'll say that.
Watch out for Bethel this year.
Absolutely.
Especially now that
Okay.
Noah's on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sure.
I'm fifth yearing at Bethel.
Okay, so Noah, let's start with your college experience first, because you said you graduated last year. Was college your first foray into Frisbee, or how long have you been playing for?
Yeah, so I played at Great River School, which is like a smaller school in the Twin Cities, for like a year and a half. It was like a pretty big sport. My high school was like 50 people per grade, and Frisbee was the only sport at the school.
Oh dang, okay.
But like in high school, I was like, I didn't know how to throw. I couldn't really do much. I was like pure defender.
Mhm.
And then went to Carleton, and I think like Carleton might have been the only school that I would have played Frisbee at, honestly. I went to Carleton. I got recruited to play football there. And like a week before training camp, I like decided I'm gonna try out Frisbee. Because there's like this really good Frisbee team at Carleton, and it seemed like a really cool opportunity, and I didn't really want to like get injured in
Right,
football.
but so the brain injury risk on ultimate versus football is dramatically different. So that's a smart
At the
choice for you,
time,
Monty.
At the time, the Carleton football team was 0-8, just coming off the season, had like 5 linemen, and they were all freshmen. And just
Nice.
like it was a disaster. And then Cut, which is the Carleton D1 men's team, was like a top 5 team in the country. So like
Right.
I figured I'd give it a shot.
Okay, yeah, glory by association. That's what you're going for,
Yeah.
basically. Okay, that's valid.
Exactly.
I respect that. All right, so Gordon, what about you? What's your ultimate origins then?
Oh man, I mean, I had never played Ultimate, or I started. My first year was sophomore year at St. Olaf, was when I tried out for the team, and that was the first time I'd ever played on a team. Yeah,
Right.
but
Okay.
it was like the summer before. I was working at a summer camp, and one of my coworkers was like, I was just asking him what he does, like for fun. And he's like, well, sometimes on Saturday mornings I play Ultimate Frisbee with my church group. And I was like, oh, can I come? And then he just said, yeah. And then I went, and it was really fun. And I knew St. Olaf had a team. So I was like, I might as well try out, give it a shot. And yeah, it was sick. Like, I don't know, all the coaches and captains then were like telling me now that, oh, like they weren't going to cut me. And I was like, I swear I was going to get cut. I didn't think I was going to make the team sophomore year. And I was like actually super nervous, but made it, became a captain my next year. And then, yeah, so that was only like 3 years ago now. So really not much ultimate frisbee in my life until very recently, but played like soccer and lacrosse and I mean a lot of things in high school and in my free time. So transferred over. I was able to pick it up pretty quickly.
Okay, so we've got Carleton representatives, we got St. Olaf representatives. Do you guys think on a head-to-head matchup based on pure skill and ultimate, let's take current rosters or like your most recent roster with your that team, who's taking the dub?
Oh,
Mm.
you wanna?
Well, the thing is, this game actually happens quite frequently, or it has the last couple of years. And we found out actually this fall, it was at No Wisconsin Quince's big fall tournament, hosted by University of Wisconsin, and both of us were there. And we started on opposite sides of the bracket and opposite pools, and we met in the finals. And Carleton did take the W. So, that's fair. St. Olaf, we're Division III, so we don't mind that much. But it's always a good game, I feel like. I mean, Noah, they've beaten us a couple times, but I feel like Noah can say we give them a run for their money.
They do. There's been a couple close calls. Gordon was also playing in that No Wisco game, and like every single point. And I was not. I was coaching. And
Okay.
but there were, I don't know, last fall it was right like nail biter. Like you guys were like you had all your alums, like you had like a fan section come to Carleton, and
big deal for us. We took half of that game.
You choked it away, dude.
Okay.
I don't
All right. So what I'm hearing is if Noah was playing, it wouldn't have been as close. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. Well,
I think that's probably a true statement.
That was most recently, like 2 falls ago, I guess. We played, and that Noah did play in that one, and that game was very close, as well. So, I mean, they still won, but they had to go.
It's a rivalry.
Try hard. It's a rivalry, and yeah.
Interesting. Wait, where even? This is ignorant. Where's Carleton?
Carleton and St. Olaf are like half a mile away from each other. In Northfield, Minnesota.
That's kind of what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Just like 40 minutes south of the cities, and so we see a lot of them. They see a lot of us, whether intentionally or not.
Yeah. Nice.
There's only so much you can do down there.
Yeah.
Right. I was gonna say Ultimate's, and I know Carleton as well. Like you said, Ultimate is a pretty big like part of the culture there. I think it's cool. It's like what I've seen, especially like friends, because I graduated high school last year. I'm a freshman in college this year. I think like even talking about my college experience with my brothers, Jeff, who's graduated, and Jay, who is senior this year, I think. I don't know. Whatever, same thing. I think it's cool how like the culture in Ultimate really like just goes from minimal in high school and just explodes into college. I think that's interesting. Not related to anything else I had to say. I just had a thought. I just want to share that with you guys.
No, I mean it is interesting. Like I did not even know Ultimate Frisbee was that high schools had ultimate teams when I was a high schooler, because like I'm from Southern California and we definitely don't have it out there. It was like I had heard legends of my cousin's from Minnesota. He had played it for Edina, and I was like, it was super foreign to me that even was possible, that like they had a high school team. I don't know.
Right. So. And that's cool because like coming out of like major cities. I mean, Noah, like you said, you had what, 50 people in your high school?
Yeah, or 50 per grade. Yeah.
I think the fact that you guys had an ultimate team is awesome, but also just kind of like surprising to me because it is such a small sport relative to like football or baseball or other sports that have been around for so long. And so I think it's cool that you guys had the opportunity to then go into college and find this sport. But my question is, if you guys didn't have ultimate, like if you went to college, didn't find ultimate, what else would you have done? Like, would you have gone with football, or do you think you'd find like a different sport you like better?
I'd probably would have been on the football team, or maybe like tried to play basketball. Tried out for that. I don't know. some athletic thing, I feel. I don't know. Maybe I would have just like gone and just done like Quidditch or something like that.
Right.
I could see you being a great Quidditch player now.
I think I would be a
It's not-
dominant app.
It's
Like
not
one
too
of
late, I'd say.
Why not both?
You can make the transition right now.
Absolutely.
I'm big on like cross sport training. I know Gordon is as well. So like maybe that like could get some different movements going in my body.
Yeah, for sure. I think the broom movement requirements would translate nicely to ultimate. I think that'd be a
The
good
Quidditch
crossover for sure.
muscles are
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
big. I since I didn't start playing or didn't even try out until my sophomore year, I kind of had a year without Frisbee.
Mhm.
And in that year I led our school in intramural games played. Just across all the sports. So I mean I played like basketball, broomball, volleyball, flag football, I don't know, wiffle ball. And it was super fun. But then I kind of like missed the competitive like team, environment where like you're getting really close to people. And that it was another reason why I wanted to join Ultimate. I also could have played like soccer at St. Olaf and chose not to. So yeah, I probably would have just kept playing intramurals, or I played club soccer like every year at St. Olaf as well. So maybe I would have done that. I don't know. Who's to say? Just lots of sports regardless, I think.
Did you ever play any intramural Quidditch?
No. For some reason the Quidditch scene was not quite present.
I'll say the Quidditch team was very present at Morris where I went. I don't know.
Really?
Jay goes there now. He can speak to the current status. But when I went,
Wow.
yeah, every Saturday morning you saw them out there with their broomsticks, and
That's
I'd always say, if I needed to try out for something.
yeah, it's a good fallback.
That'd be the one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta know if you guys played Quidditch, what would you be like on the team? Like, what would be your role be?
Oh,
What are the
you
positions?
can go first,
in
Gordon. Yeah.
Quidditch?
You got to know these things.
Oh, I mean, easily I'd be
He said
these the
easily and then stopped talking for 5 seconds.
the
Obviously,
position's the same as like the Harry Potter
Yeah. You
roles?
should know these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if I didn't know these?
right,
well,
I
you're
would be
setting
the-
us up for we need to stall 7 for our next guest. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone tell me the positions then. I actually don't know them.
oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've consumed any Harry Potter media.
I know.
So-
me neither.
I know
There's the Seeker.
The
Um,
Seeker. Is that the one that chases the snitch?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
That's
the
called.
Harry
Seeker
Potter.
chases and the Chasers also chase, but different balls, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you have like the blockers or something.
The
Okay.
smacky dudes, right?
Yeah, like the
defense,
bludgeoners.
like defense.
Oh,
I'd
that's a hard
be-
question.
I'll go with Chaser then. Kind of feels like midfielder to me. I feel like
For
that's what I played in lacrosse, kind of that hybrid role. So yeah, I'm for
Yeah.
sure a Chaser. I mean, no doubt on that. If I were to play Quidditch,
Yeah.
I can imagine myself fitting in there nicely.
And I mean,
That's a good
what is
Quidditch
lacrosse but
reference.
non-magical Quidditch? you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I think
Yeah,
I would
well-
like the thrill of being a seeker. I think that'd be, I don't know. You're on your own path. You're doing like side quests like throughout the game. You're not worried about everyone else. You're just,
Practically
Go
no
on,
one else on the
okay.
team matters. It's just all about
Yeah.
you. That's for real.
Yeah.
I can win the game single-handedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you are extremely selfish, so that really fits you well now, I'd say.
Yeah.
You just see no one in the end zone, just like, guys, throw it to me. Every
You
game
think
this
he's
season.
lying? It's
No, every game this season, Noah's gonna be sprinting down every single time. Zero
That's what I
hesitation.
do. I'm just throwing hooks to Gordon, and if it's a turn, it's a turn. But I want that goal.
Not my fault. I threw the disc. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's his job to catch it, It's That's great.
Exactly.
Okay. There's a question here that I don't know who came up with this one, but I want to ask it because it kind of goes into this just like silly, very silly conversation. If you guys were to switch bodies for a day, What
I've
would
thought
you
about this a
do?
lot, actually.
Yeah, we.
Okay, finish.
This answer is gonna be faster than his position on the Quidditch team.
What would we do if we switched
Yeah.
bodies?
Oh, no, I thought there's more to the question.
Nope, just it.
Okay.
Chill.
I'd probably like go to Gordon's work and like
Yeah.
hang out with some kids and I would play sports without stretching probably.
I work with kids as a context you might have needed there.
Yeah.
You really did need the context. That really
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
curveball.
Sorry.
for
He is
sure.
Right.
sabotaging Gordon's life.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get Gordon registered on
Yeah.
every offenders list. Did you say you'll play sports without stretching?
Yeah, dude, Gordon doesn't stretch.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit.
He'll like
That's all you need,
open
though.
up, he'll explore his hips a little bit for like the 30 minutes that we work out or warm up.
Right.
Just exploring his hips the whole time and just finding that range of motion, and then he's good.
I mean, that's all it takes.
I mean, it sounds like you'd be a great physical therapist.
I don't know. If I were Noah, I would, well, I'd wake up in just the cave Noah's got. Pretty sweet setup. I mean, look at the foliage Noah is rocking with. Come on. That is sweet. So already great way to start off my morning. Then I'm going upstairs and I'm saying hi to Luke, Mr. Luke Blears, who is Noah's roommate. And, I'll probably treat Luke to breakfast in bed or something. Just get him off to a good day as well. And I don't know. I guess go to Carleton, hang out at Carleton, take some videos, take some pictures, and rent out some camera gear. And then I'd go to cup practice and just teach them the worst things I could think of and sabotage their team. So I think that's what I would do.
See, that's what I was looking for.
Wholesome. That was surprisingly wholesome up until that end there. I liked it. That was good. That was nice. You're making breakfast for people and then
Yeah.
sabotaging
Well,
the team.
Luke deserves it. Luke's probably
Yeah, he
working
does.
hard.
He works real hard. Maybe I should do that.
Luke, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod.
Yeah, get Luke. That would be an all-time episode.
Yeah.
What's he doing right now? It's just go.
Go grab him. Yeah.
A surprise guest.
I don't think he's home right now.
Oh.
Alright,
Okay,
so
I have a question. So you guys mentioned we were talking about other sports earlier. I think there was talk of possibly a basketball team that you guys play on currently. Tell us more about that.
All right, I got it. So yeah, we play on it's like a Winchell basketball team. It's like Winchell / like Winchell adjacent players. People that have played in the past, people that play now. Like Brandon Lafferty is the team captain. Big hooper. But they asked me and Gordon to play this year. They
First
needed
year
some
on the squad.
fresh talent and
Right.
some scoring leaders to really bring up the offense, I think is how they put it. Yeah, I don't know. We're a big team. We got Jimmy Kittleson running at center, Isaac Leonard, power forward, Gordon Larson, small forward.
Right.
Yeah, myself as the shooting guard. Brandon probably running point or Grayson. And I think I would describe Gordon as like a two-way slashing distributor. Like
a lot of buzzwords in that. That was good.
Yeah.
That really made him sound really good. I was impressed by that.
I am as good as you think. So
yeah, two-way. He plays good defense, slashes. Isn't the best shooter, but he can knock it down sometimes.
That's right. I'm a little rusty right now. Used to play a lot more, but these days it's been too much Frisbee, so the jump shot has been off. but it's okay. I mean, that's why we have Noah on the team. Noah's knocking down corner threes, off of my passes.
Yeah,
normally.
yeah.
Of course.
Then Brandon Lafferty, I mean, he's probably our primary scorer, honestly.
Definitely.
He hits shots. Isaac, not really a pure basketball player, but just a pure athletic big body. Same with Jimmy Kittleson.
Yeah.
You can imagine those guys just thrashing in the post and going up for rebounds. So we're pretty good. What are we, 3-2 right now?
4-2 maybe? 3-2?
4-2. We're defending champs. I mean, we weren't on the team last year, but they won the league last year. And the two teams we've lost to were good. They were solid teams with some real good players. So
So who do you play against then? Like, what is this league you're in?
It's like a rec league
Yeah.
that like teams sign up. People get they make custom jerseys for their teams. And
Yeah.
we're not playing
So-
against scrubs.
It's pretty serious.
These are real hoopers usually. Teams are tall.
Right.
I don't know. That was my first impression is oh, they have big men that are between 6'4" and 6'6".
Mhm.
I don't
Do
know.
you guys
I'm
just wear
yeah.
your wind chill jersey?
We just
Or do you guys
treat it
have
like a
custom
pickup
jerseys?
Frisbee game. We
Right.
just bring
We
a
just
light, bring a dark.
Bring a reversible.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys do wear their wind chill jerseys though. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of cohesion, but not
Right.
full.
I was really hoping this was going to be you're playing other AUDL basketball teams. I was
That'd
like,
be sick. I mean,
We
the
could
Empire.
be good.
I know. We
The
could be
Empire
good.
is
I know
nice.
the Empire, they produce a weird amount of basketball content from those guys. I don't know. I've seen a lot of videos of them playing, and I think they'd beat us right now.
For sure.
They're good.
I mean, Jock Williams is just a hooper.
Yeah.
Jeff Babbitt is crazy good at basketball, I think.
Right. Yeah. Who's guarding him?
Yeah.
Isaac probably, but
Yeah, Isaac's
I don't know.
Isaac's locking that down.
Yeah, I have seen some other AUDL basketball content, so that actually would be very fun.
okay.
What other AUDL basketball content have you seen?
I just feel like in all of the Empire posts or videos, it's the comments are always other guys being "Oh, Atlanta would blow you out." I don't know, defending their own team. So I bet there's a lot of hoopers and AUDL players out there.
That's really cool. That's not the overlap of sports I thought it would be.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Basketball, I feel like basketball defense translates the best to
agree,
Frisbee out of any
Sure.
sport.
Yeah.
It's an easy to access sport.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. Dang, now I want to explore the Winchell basketball team. Or we got to go to some of these games or something.
Come to a
Yeah,
game. Come to a game.
Sideline interviews.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Okay, so you guys brought up the Empire, which is, again, you guys are giving out this perfect segues. You sent us a picture, and it's probably going to be the thumbnail of this video because I loved it.
It's a great picture.
Why were you guys wearing Empire jerseys? Just tell the audience who have no clue why you're wearing Empire jerseys.
Well, we play once, sometimes twice a year. We'll play at halftime of these NFL games. This year, it was Vikings versus Jets, and correspondingly, it was the halftime show was Wind Chill versus New York Empire. So New York representatives versus Minnesota representatives, and of course, New York is actually pretty far from Minnesota, and so they, I believe, were able to send out 12 players, and so the way those halftime shows work is you just have two lines and you just alternate. They're 8 minutes long or something, not even. And so you need 14 for those two lines, and we've got Frisbee players here, and so it wasn't really our choice, but Coach Ben Feldman just let us know. He's like, "All right, I've got you two guys playing for New York," and so
That's
we were
crazy.
sweet. I mean, I didn't really care that much. It would be fun to play with some of those guys. They're obviously really good. So
Yeah.
we got to put on the New York jerseys and run around.
That's crazy. Yeah, those jerseys are a solid 6 out of 10, but you guys made them look really
Oh.
good. So
Those jerseys,
They're
I think
sweet
that was my
jerseys.
first comment on any one of your posts was saying the New York Whites. They're just clean. They're the
They're nice
pinstripes.
jerseys. I agree.
Yeah.
For
It's
those
one of my
you
favorite
listening that
jerseys.
don't know, go check out our website. I wrote an article that is 100% factual and accurate and has no error in it. You guys need to go DC Breeze on top. All right, I'll die on that hill.
I do not like the Breeze jerseys, but
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about this for too long. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. So
Yeah.
at the halftime show, you guys mentioned you were playing with some of these guys. Who were some of the like people you were playing with then?
So they actually split me and Gordon up.
Yeah, for
They
some
didn't
reason.
they couldn't have us on the same line.
Too overpowered.
Yeah.
The Empire is already good enough, man.
So they asked us about our like skill sets going into the game. They didn't really know either of us. And then they decided to put myself on O line and Gordon on D line. So I was out there. My role was just get Osgar the ball, and let him shoot to Ben Yacht.
So it's the Empire strategy.
Yeah,
in a nutshell.
Exactly. I knew my role, and I think I did it well. I did have a turn, a huck turn. Will Brandt actually deed my huck. It was kind of sad. But yeah, I don't know. And then Gordon was on D line, just grinding. Did you even get the disc?
No, I mean, we forced like one turnover, I think. So we only had one possession, and John Randolph was on my line. He just picked it up, or like he got an under and launched it to someone, and we turned it over again. So
Okay.
yeah, did not have many chances to get this. That's okay. It was a good time. Yeah, and also like Osgar and Yacht are from Minnesota
Mhm.
too,
Yeah.
so they knew a lot of people, and they had been visiting for the holidays.
Yeah.
Both like in the Christmas weeks before, it was in December, and then or maybe it was early January, something like that. And also for Thanksgiving. So we had actually like played some mini with them a couple times beforehand. And so then it was fun to like kind of play on their team too. So yeah.
We built that chemistry up.
Yeah.
And I think it paid off.
We
They
can
were thinking
almost
about sending us
confirm-
over in that yacht trade. But
yeah.
Feldman said no.
I was gonna
So
say
I know
this
you
is
guys-
just setting you up
Yeah.
for a trade
Yeah.
next year. Now they
Yeah.
know what you can do.
Yeah, I think we showed our skills for sure. But I don't think they'd let me and Gordon go. I think we're built around pieces for the wind chill right now. They're
Oh, absolutely.
right.
You said that
number
as a
one and
joke.
number two.
You said that as a joke, but honestly, like looking at the roster and stuff like that, and as someone who was at tryouts, as an outsider for sure, because I feel like a lot of people at tryouts, like you mentioned this, already kind of knew each other, and there was already definitely some like chemistry, and I was just like, I have no clue who anyone is. I could
Yeah.
kind of just like pick up on the fact that you guys were a big part of the team going forward, and like I know you're making jokes about it, but hey, be proud of that. That's like super
see.
cool. You guys have a
That'd be super
position
fun.
where you can like grow with this team. I think that's awesome. So
Yeah, all jokes aside, I think we're both very excited to jump into like bigger roles on the team. And
what does
continue to grow.
2023 look like for you two then? So like Jay said at the beginning of the episode, you played 2 games last year, right?
I played
I think,
3.
did you play?
play
Yeah,
2?
you played 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played Detroit away as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe I
going
missed
in-
that game, man.
Going into 2023, especially with how the league seems to be evolving beyond just like playing within the division, and it's becoming more of a serious organized sport, requiring more time, travel expenses, all the stuff that like professional athletes deal with. Where do you guys see yourself growing with the team in the next few years here, 2023 and beyond?
Mhm. You go first, Noah.
Um,
You looked ready, so
yeah, I don't know. I see myself sort of growing into like a bigger role in this team for sure. I'm not exactly sure like where I'm like a D-line grinder at heart. So like ideally like that's where I'd end up. I wouldn't be surprised if I get some O reps this year. But I don't know. I think it's like really exciting, especially like once they're starting to move out of division. Like we have the Colorado game this year. I'd love to like go down and play like the Flyers or something like that. Like if once we get like those games, I know like expense wise, like it's a little like difficult and like logistically, but I think it just would increase excitement, like from all around. But I don't know. I see myself being a part of this team for like a little bit, and I don't know. We'll see how this year goes, but yeah, I'm very excited.
Gordon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's can't really say what it's going to look like this year, but I mean, playing in 3 games was fun. I found myself kind of on the bubble of, there's a 20-player active roster for every game. And so if you're on that 20-player list, you play like a lot of it, like a lot of points. And if you're not, you don't even put your cleats on. So I found myself like being right on that bubble a lot last year. And so I am looking into getting on that roster for a lot more games. And yeah, I have actually no idea where I would be played. Like I played on offense for Sub-Zero, the club team, this last year, but then I've played like D-line all of college. That was kind of my specialty there. So like I could be put really anywhere, and who's to say? So basically, yeah, just looking forward to stepping into a bigger role, especially with a lot of people leaving, and like all of us young guys, we have a lot of chemistry with each other too. So it'd be really exciting to like play with Noah and Will and Luke and Mickey, kind of like this, and PK too. Like we've all played together a lot, so I think it could be nice on the field once we kind of get moving and growing into the season a little bit more.
So you just said you don't know where they would slot you, but where do you want them to put you? Like what
Ooh.
your ideal world, what would you be doing?
I think if it was up to me, probably I think offense would be more fun, because defense on the ADL field is like sometimes just so infuriating. It's so big. Like you can guard someone super well and then they can just run 60 yards straight sideways to the other sideline. And it's like, okay, well, I guess you can get open that way. Like, I don't know. It just makes me like really mad sometimes because of how much it leans towards helping the offense find and create space. So and it's also fun to utilize that on offense and just kind of run around. So but yeah, like I said, like my whole thing in college was defense. Like I would just get amped out of my mind to go like run into some, I don't know, random D3 school. And so yeah, I wouldn't care that much, but I think offense on the ADL field is probably more fun for me, at least right now. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Offense is very fun. I will say I think defense is making a comeback this year. With the like rule changes, and like I think teams are going to be starting like from the back of their end zone with defense already like set down there like a lot more. And that's just like we were playing around with it at practice, and it was like it felt a lot harder to like get your O flowing than it used to, where you had to like run the entire width of a field or length of a field.
Right.
And I don't know, I think it also rewards you for like the fact that defense is so hard. You're really rewarded for like taking a big chance and like going out and like hunting, and like maybe there's like a 30% chance I get this, but like it's worth it because you get one shot a point maybe to like go get a D. So like I do enjoy that thrill of like hunting to like get that one
Right.
that we need.
Yeah, it looks like you're pretty good at it too. I mean, you played 2 games in 2022 and you had a block in both of those games. So that's pretty impressive numbers. There are
And
players
like
who
there
go,
in the indie game, there was like 2 blocks that like I mean
You
these
were
that
close. You could have,
yeah.
Noah
I forced the
was
turn, but it
inches
wasn't a D.
away from
Right.
like many turns in that indie game. I remember. Yeah, no, you were playing well that game.
and that was already a pretty tight game. So that was
Yeah.
And you
very
played
much
quick,
That was
yeah. And that kind of harkens back to our first interview with Tucker Hoffman, where he wishes there was a way to record that stat. And maybe he was even referring to you specifically. Maybe that's the way he was thinking of, because like your impact on the field as a defensive player is sometimes hard to measure, because if you can, get on that guy and that guy doesn't get the disc at all, that's good defense, but how do you record that? You know, like what do you do for those numbers? So I don't know. I think personally, I've always been more of a defense guy, both playing and just like always. I'm always so excited when our D line is out, because I think it's much more exciting when you get a block and then there's some crazy, you know, hawk down the field and stuff like that. But I definitely see where you guys are coming from, like as players, how offense much more fast paced, and you also have much more freedom with what you can do with it. So now you guys also mentioned, I didn't tell Jeff or Jay this, wind chill practices have started, correct?
That's right.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my
Yeah,
question is then,
we had one weekend last weekend, and we've
Yeah.
got another weekend coming up.
right. So is that with everybody, or are they still signing people from tryouts? Or are they still just like kind of picking out what the roster is going to be, or do they have the roster set? Do you know?
I believe the roster set. We're not fully in the loop in terms of the
Yeah,
roster,
There's-
like who's practice player, who's roster, if there's an extended
Right.
tryout, but like
Okay.
it's
But you're-
like
I think it's
I
pretty
think it's
set.
pretty set, yeah.
Okay. Because they've been
I mean, there
announcing
is
a lot
always-
of.
Yeah,
Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. The signing post. No, you're, and the one thing I guess it's like set as in I think they've got all the names they want, and then whether guys are practice players or like contracted right now, that there's always like leeway, and there's always opportunity for a practice player to like get moved up or something. So
I was
For
a
sure.
practice player last year, and that's why I didn't play until like the end of the year. I like eventually like earned, I guess, a spot on the game day roster.
Right.
So it's definitely possible, and I think that
That's
happens.
exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what, the 26th today? So actually, no, is it exactly 2 months till opening poll then?
wow, I
know.
didn't know it was that soon.
I think so, yeah.
I'm
News
pretty
to
sure April
me.
26th is the first day, right?
Or like the
Okay.
29th.
29th or 26th, one of the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, it's close.
I don't
It's
pay
two-
attention
two
to
months.
those things usually. I just
Right, you just show up
tell
and
me
they
the
tell you to.
day
Alright.
of, and
I just
you
want to
know,
point out
I'm
you two are
ready.
both wrong. It's April 28th this year, so
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
29th last year.
I don't pay attention to wind chill stuff.
Yeah, no, me neither.
That's cool though. That's awesome. I think going into the season, I'm really excited to see what the wind chill looks like. Like you mentioned, with all the people leaving, we lost. At this point, you could probably fill up an entire line with how many people we've had to get rid of this year. And I think that's huge, because when you said there's only a 20-person, like that shocked me. You said there's a 20-person active roster per game. I thought for sure it'd be at least 25. So I think that's really
Right,
cool to kind of see
definitely.
what you guys come up in this next season and just like how the wind chill looks.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool because like it means that like you have to utilize everyone that's on that roster. Like there's no one that's going to be playing like 1 point a game or something like that. Like if you're on the roster, you're playing like a good amount in that game.
Right.
So
Sure.
it's cool.
Awesome. Well, any other final points anyone wants to go over? I'll take that silence as a resounding no. All right.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something.
I know, I was just
I have
like,
a question. I have a question.
I'll
Oh,
go for it.
What this is for Jeff. Can I hear the origin story of Jeff with a PH as a name? I'm curious. I've been wondering.
That's a good question. So my real name is actually Jephthah. So it's Jephpha. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's Jephthah Beast. Because I made it when I was in like
yeah.
8th grade. But so yeah.
Yeah, and you can't change those. Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the email you make then too. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, basically my parents named me that. They got it out of a book. Like not like a baby book. I think it's in the Bible, but they told me it was like a book they were reading at the time. Just like not like a fiction book. Like, oh, this is a cool name. And so that's what it was. And then when I was a baby, like 6 months old, they found out not a lot of people could pronounce Jephthah. And so they just kind of cut off the last bit, and it's just
Yeah.
Jeff. So my name is still Jephthah, but it's Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a pretty sweet name. I don't know.
It's not GEOFF. Don't call me.
Do you have a preference between GEOFF and JEFF in terms of like what side you're
Ranking
allying with? Yeah.
When the
You know,
Jeff
I-
Civil War breaks out, which side do you want?
That's true because no one's gonna be on the PH side, so I gotta choose the side.
You determine
You're like the
who
lone
wins
wolf.
this.
I'll be the ref, but with REPH. I would probably go JEFF. I feel like
Yeah.
GEOFF is just stupid.
It's
Yeah,
not
for
good.
sure.
It's not.
And
good.
that's
Completely.
coming
completely
from the
agree.
guy with the PH in his name, but like I don't know. GOF is I don't know.
Yeah,
That's not real. But
agreed.
that's a good question.
Yeah, that was there. All right. Well, on that note, I think Jeff with the PH has a
Yeah, so we'll wrap it up
anything
here.
to announce real quick.
Oh,
So yeah, definitely just want to encourage all of our listeners and our viewers to check out just one kind of personal plug. Visit our website, take the survey that's on the top of that page. We just kind of released a survey as the season starts to begin. You want to figure out how we're doing, hear from our listeners, our viewers, see what you guys like, see what you want more of. And then also definitely follow us on Instagram because we got this giveaway for the greatest ultimate bag starting on Wednesday, March 1st. And that winner will be announced on March 15th, which is a Friday. So you got 2 weeks to go. Follow us, like our Instagram post. That's gonna be huge. And then we also are announcing a partnership with Round One Pick One. That's R1P1. And so they are a actually we know them. I know them from high school. Ziggy is super cool. We were in speech together. We took a couple classes together. Ziggy has partnered up with one of his friends to make a hybrid creative and media agency. So they're making all of our thumbnails, our some of our social posts. They're making the artwork for this podcast now. So that partnership is super exciting. We're really excited to announce that too. So check them out. They've got a couple other sports podcasts that they work on, and they have their own like sports graphics podcast. So check them out. R1P1. We're super excited to partner with them. And the season's right around the corner. So we definitely encourage you to follow us, keep following along, and enjoy the interviews with Noah and Gordon, and who knows who else is coming along
us again next week.
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Besides, who else is coming on besides us? Yeah.
Yeah.
And other guests, we'll put.
Right.
Yeah.
No
Do
one.
you guys
Gordon,
know-
others,
Do you have anyone lined up? I guess you probably don't want to say it, but if you do,
Not officially. I have a couple ideas,
okay.
but yeah, not yet.
We
So,
could do some convincing too,
Oh
yeah,
I don't
put
know.
some feelers out. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tell us
so
who
for
we
those-
should ask and who we shouldn't ask.
Ask Mickey Walsh.
Mickey Walsh would be he loves to talk, so
Perfect.
so
I
doing
think
some
you guys-
chill talk would be nice for him.
Nice.
Yeah, for that one, you just like have to like let there be silence and like just like have Mickey fill those gaps because that'll be great.
All right.
I mean, I don't know who else. I think everyone's pretty likes it, so I
Yeah.
doubt you'd get any strong no's. Like,
Well,
I mean,
We'll start
Klain,
sending some
Josh
DMs
Klains is
out.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
yeah, and there's for sure a few that throughout the season we're gonna be interviewing a ton of players, hoping to
Oh,
get
yeah.
maybe some of the coaching staff on here. We have some big plans. So, like Jeff said, all of you listeners out there, stick around, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go to windchilltalk.com, find all of our content. Gordon, Noah, thank you guys for coming on. It's been a pleasure. You guys were wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's go. Thanks for having
You were
me.
wonderful too.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it, sir. And as always, stay chilly.
Stay chilly.
Stay chilly.
Say chill.
Old
Stay
outro.
chilly.